Mr. Liu, I've talked to Dr. Shen. He was open. He didn't deny what he said and takes full responsibility. Mr. Liu, we're very sorry for the death of your father, and you have our condolences. You must know that in the ER, we experience a death almost every single day. However, to tell you the truth, every time we lose a patient, we all feel the loss with you. Your father's case was a complicated one. As an ER doctor for more than 20 years, I've seen so many tragedies with my own eyes. Cases where we lost patients because we were too slow to save them. In terms of professionalism, or where feelings are concerned, this is unacceptable. We had a meeting late last night. I strongly rebuked our chief resident, and I'd like to tell you how I feel. Regarding your father's death, first, we will not hide the truth. Whatever happened, happened, and we'll do what we must do. We'll take responsibility. Second, our chief resident, while communicating with doctors and the family, indeed acted too slowly, and acted quite unprofessionally. For that, I apologize. And third, I hope we can easily come to terms with each other. If you have any thoughts, let's discuss it. You've seen it before. The lobby is full of people every day, almost 300 or 400 patients. Our chief resident works 5 days a week, 24-hour shifts without rest. It's no excuse. Listen, I'm not trying to explain what happened or find justification, but with this pace and workload, sometimes people change. They can't always be at their best. I'm sure you understand. So now, I hope we can come to terms and further this discussion. But I'd like to request you that you talk directly to me and no other doctors. This way we can minimize misunderstandings.
Now, Director, I hope you can understand. It was my father who passed away here. I've been away from home since college, until a few years ago. I finally brought my parents from my hometown to Beijing. My mother, as you saw, is very fragile right now. So for her, it's very difficult to handle such pressure and pain. Is it too much to ask for an explanation?
Not at all. It's a reasonable request.
Director Zheng, we've been talking for 2 days now. I really think you're a good person. I hope you don't misunderstand. It's not that I have something against you. You say your doctors work very hard daily, and I know. I really don't have it in for them either. All I want is an explanation about my father's death, that's all. Just to console my mother.
I understand.
Good. Director, I hope you can understand. If you don't mind, sir, could you sign this record of our conversation? Legal reasons.
Fine. I'll sign.
1 second. Here. Good. Now then, since all that's taken care of, we'll take the records to our office. Do you mind, sir?
Go ahead.
Great.
Will that be all, sir?
Director, would you mind if I ask to speak to Dr. Wang?
You can't. He's been suspended while this is under investigation.
So where is he then? You're not hiding him from me, right?
I assure you this is standard procedure. The matter hasn't been resolved, so he can't work. He can't talk to anyone. You can talk to me about anything. I'm the ER director. If there is a problem, I'll handle it. I'll see you out.
You are worried that we'll make a scene, right?
Just being polite. Well then, Mr. Liu, again my deepest condolences for your loss.
We won't trouble you. I promise. Please head back. I just want to stay here for a while. Since right now, I feel lost.
All right. I must head back now. It's always busy at the ER. Don't hesitate to call if you need anything.
Very well.
Goodbye.
Mr. Liu, let's head back to your house. Besides, we have what we need now.
What good will that do? My dad's gone. Mr. Zhang, you can leave. I want to stay here for a while.
All right. Come on.
Doctor.
How can I help you, sir?
Huh?
How can I help you, sir?
Oh, I'm just looking for Wang Bo. Dr. Wang?
Why are you looking for him, sir? Are you sick or have an appointment with him?
I was his patient. I've stayed here before. I want to see him.
Oh, but Dr. Wang is busy right now. Could you come back another day?
That won't do, my dear. Last year on this day, Dr. Wang Bo helped me and saved my life, you know? It's been exactly a year since that day, so I've come here to thank him.
I understand, sir. Just a moment. I'll call him, all
yes,
right?
Thanks a lot. Hello, Zhou Yumeng. What is it?
There's an elderly man here to see you. He says last year on this date you treated him and you saved his life, so he's here to thank you.
Last year? Where are you?
I'm at the triage desk.
I'll come down. Bring him to the conference room, okay?
Okay, I'll do that. Mister?
Yes?
I'll take you to see him. Follow me.
Oh, thank you.
No worries. I'll help you. There. Easy now.
Hi, sir. You are... Don't remember me, do you? Well, you've saved so many patients. How can you remember them all? My name is Jiang. I came here last year with a severe cerebral hemorrhage. And thanks to you, running back and forth, you saved my life then. Do you remember? Mr. Jiang! Yes, I do. I remember. How have you been, sir? I'm great. See, I've recovered well, right? Did you know? I walked all the way here. You walked and you're not tired? I'm not. You see, I don't live far away. I didn't rush. I was here in less than an hour.
You walked for an hour? You say that's not far.
You don't need to push yourself. Sir, when you're ready to leave, I'll call a taxi to take you home. No. This is my exercise for today. You're like my grandson. He wanted to drive me here, and I refused. But you have to take it easy. Don't overdo it. Oh, I won't. I don't always walk. I like to stay home and practice calligraphy. Right. Calligraphy is a great way for the elderly to keep themselves occupied. And I have written down something for you. It's the reason why I came here. For me? Of course.
Young and accomplished.
Sir, you see, I really can't accept this. Oh, sure you can. Yes, you must. You are young
He's right.
and accomplished.
Dr. Wang, please accept it.
Then I will accept it. Thank you so much. Thank you too. All right. I know how busy you are here, so I won't keep you longer. I'll be off now.
I'll see you out.
Easy now.
Thank you.
Next time, you shouldn't walk so far to see me, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry. There's something I have to take care of, and I can't go with you, all right?
You do what you have to.
Of course. You take care on your way home.
Thank you, Doctor.
Dr. Wang, you're a hard man to track down. Now then, shall we go have a talk?
Let's go.
Okay, so all these match, right? All right, looks good.
Dr. Chung, how do you think the hospital will deal with Dr. Wang's issue?
Hard to say. I don't know. Black and white, right and wrong, we're all mixed together. It's hard to tell. But based on previous cases that have happened before, they usually side with the family, and unfortunately not the doctor. That's what I think.
Then won't Dr. Wang Bo be... Dr. Wang?
That looks like trouble. Call Zhang.
Okay.
Mr. Liu, I don't know what you want to say, but you should know, everything that happened was completely your fault. I don't get it. Why is it someone else's fault when your dad dies? Why is it if he dies, you have to find a scapegoat? People like you are what's wrong with the world. Don't you see? This is the front door of our hospital. People die every day. If they were like you, we wouldn't bother opening.
I haven't said anything to you. What's with the attitude, huh?
What? Who cares? I'll say what I want to.
doing?
Don't touch
Watch
me.
your
Don't
mouth.
touch me. You shut up and listen to me. You keep saying 4 hours, don't you? What about it? Do you know how I spent those 4 hours? You can go ask your mother. How I talked to her, for how long, and how many times I asked her to decide. And she said we should wait for you. Huh? But you, sir, you said you knew some big specialists, didn't you? And you resented that I was a little resident doctor and wouldn't decide, huh? She said we should wait for you, but then you just left. I was there with your father. I'm telling you, he's gone now, and I'm sad too. But I even feel more sad for him for having such an awful son.
What did you say?
You heard me. You heard what I
How
said.
dare you
It's
say that
awful.
again?
What are you doing? Get back inside now.
Director, after yesterday, you didn't ask me anything. You said I acted too slow. Now take a look. With someone like this, with no sense of morals, if I decided for him that afterwards something happened, how will I explain it?
Hey.
You're the director. You can suspend me, but I'm telling you, I don't get it. I refuse to submit.
How dare you talk to him like that?
I'm just a scapegoat, right? And what do I care, huh?
Director Zheng, this is your doctor, isn't he? These are the doctors you have here? I'm suing you! I'm suing you! I'll prosecute your hospital! I'll sue you! I have proof!
Who cares what you have? Go ahead and sue me. Go on. I'm telling you, I'll go through your court game, Mr. Liu. I'm a doctor. You got that? I have some dignity.
I'm not afraid of you! Let me tell you. Your Dr. Shen there has already told me the truth, alright? You screwed up! I have a recording! And Director Zheng admitted it. Don't think I won't sue you. I'll have you thrown out of here.
What did Qianqian say?
Hey,
What
It's
did
all
Director
evidence.
say?
You tell me
Get
right away
away
with
that.
this.
One
I'm
recording.
telling you,
Tell
I'm
me
going
what
to
he
bring you
said
down.
to you.
Take him inside.
What did he say?
Director
Come on,
Zheng,
son.
I'm really disappointed. If your doctors here are going to be like that, then I will have to take action. I'll just see you in court.
Mr. Liu!
Get in here! Get in here now! I said get in here! Just cooperate, will you, Wang Bo? Haven't you caused enough trouble? What do you think you're doing, huh?
What are you doing? What's wrong with you? I just said the truth, all
You
right?
don't get it, do you? You're in trouble!
Who cares? It's my problem, not yours. All right? He mentioned the recording. What did Shen Qichuan say about me?
I don't know what he said!
Then stay out of this.
Hey, wait!
That sounds really bad.
Shen Qichuan, you're amazing, aren't you? You learned so much in the U.S. you couldn't care less about local doctors.
Dr. Wang, this is the ER. Lower your voice.
What did you say to Mr. Liu? What recording? What do you want?
You want to know what I told him?
Yes.
I didn't know that they were recording. All I told him was the truth, all right? I didn't say anything out of line.
Take this outside. You're making a scene.
Don't you touch me. Don't touch me. We're all here, right? Let's settle this now, Shen Qichuan.
Wang Bo, just calm down. It's enough.
Wangbo, what are you doing here? You can't do this in
Oh,
here.
yeah. Please stay out of this. I know you both are a couple, but since you decided to interrupt, I'm telling you, I have a bone to pick with this guy here. What did you say to them? What did they record?
Calm down already.
Hey, what's all this noise about?
Director, are you done yet? Are you satisfied? First you suspend me, then you talk to the family. Just what are you trying to do?
You're causing a scene here. Come with me. You have 10 minutes to explain. It's busy out there. We don't have time for this. Take a look. It's an audio transcript.
Why would you say all this? That was unnecessary!
Wang Bo, I know this is tough for you, but there's no reason for me not to tell the truth. There was an unfortunate series of events. The PC test didn't come through, traffic, decisions couldn't be made. All these factors resulted in this. In terms of protocol, you did nothing wrong here. But you can't admit it for once. In this situation, you did act too slowly. You just kept trying to protect yourself. But look at what Mr. Liu is doing here. How can you protect yourself now? You lashed out at him.
Regardless, you shouldn't have gotten involved in this!
It doesn't matter. I can't take it back anymore. Here's what I think. There's too much pressure from both sides on this. In the end, we're doctors. If everyone just wants to protect themselves, then what good are we? We're not running a restaurant or selling produce. We're doctors. We're here to save lives, remember. Wang Bo, I'm sure you've forgotten it. The oath you took when you became a doctor here.
You're really gonna go there, aren't you? How noble of you, really. You're noble and I'm despicable, am I right? Director, do what you have to do about this. I'll be there for the trial, I promise you. I never imagined stabbed in the back by someone I trust. Did you hear? Your boyfriend sold me out. I really don't get it. We work together every day. How could you do this to me? You all betrayed me!
Wang Bo, how can you say this? They're your family.
They're my family, huh? So they're allowed to speak out, but when I do, I'm suspended? I see. Everyone's here anyway. Go judge me. Come on, Changzhen, Ouyang, you too. No, not you, Ouyang. You and Chen Qingchuan are a couple now. What's wrong, guys? Why are you all just staring? Say it already! Great. Why are you still here? My friends and your friends have left already. What are you hanging around for?
Dr. Wang, why are you doing this to me? Are you forcing me to take sides? I'm telling you now, I'll stay here. Do you know why I chose to do so? Because if I leave you and you're here all alone, you'll feel even worse, right?
Qingchuan, how are you feeling?
I'm fine. Why wouldn't I be? I said everything I had to say.
Don't feel pressure. You did the right thing. I support you. At first, I didn't want you getting caught up in problems here. And normally, we don't say much to the families. But now, what's done is done. We have to keep moving forward.
You're not worried that I'll get into trouble? And they'll kick me out?
What do you mean by that? If this gets you on their bad side, then just do your job anyway.
You're more brutal than I am.
Of course. When things are bad, you must control your temper.
Right.
I still can't believe Director Zheng knew, and yet he didn't say anything about it. And criticized Wang Bo instead, wanting to protect him is tough, and in the end, it did nothing. He got caught up, and now there's more trouble.
Ouyang, with things like this, you have to get involved. Director Zheng is doing what's right, and Wang Bo must live with the consequences. Do me a favor. Apologize to Wang Bo. Tell him I'm sorry. I'm an outsider after all. You guys are friends. He'll listen to you at least. When it comes to principles, I won't back down. But I understand how he feels. You know I do. I hope he sees that I'm not a threat.
Don't you worry. I'll talk to him. Let's go. All right. I'll keep an eye on it. You go check it tomorrow. Sound good?
Here.
Excuse me. Tell me, why are you here?
To meet with Dean Chao.
I'm very sorry, sir. Dr. Chow isn't here. He's in a meeting right now. What is this all about?
A lawsuit. We're suing the hospital.
What's the family thinking? If they have all of this ready, why not go straight to the court?
Perhaps they want to discuss it.
Oh, They're being quite rational then. They haven't completely closed the door, and they didn't go to the media.
The son is the VP of a big company. He seems cultured and level-headed. When someone gets emotional, it's easy to get caught up, so it may be worth talking to him. He said it's hard to console his mother, and all he wants is an explanation. He may not want to go to court. Perhaps you can talk him out of it?
I understand what you mean, Director Wu. But the biggest problem involved in cases like this is the death of a patient. So what they want is someone to blame for this, because in the end it has to be someone's fault. Otherwise their souls won't be able to rest. Someone should be blamed. Since when did our best lead doctors become such cowards now?
Dean Chao, do you mean that they...
Forget it. I will take care of this. I'll round up the ER doctors and talk to them, and see what they think. I will get to the bottom of this. Dr. Shen, what have you got to say about this issue?
The recording. I don't know what to say. I said it because it was the truth, and I'm not making excuses. If I must take responsibility, then I'll do it.
You're in luck. There are no consequences and no responsibility to take. Tell the truth. What do you think?
Well, the hard reality of what happened is really bad timing. It's a confluence of things that happened. The doctors were protecting themselves, and the family had serious concerns. It's unfortunate, but patient and doctor had trust issues. Doctors refused to commit to responsibility. All the processes have to be clearly explained to the patient, and releases have to be signed. The ER is a place where people may die, although it's not often, but when someone dies, we're always trying to find fault. Families always put the responsibilities on doctors, and because of that, doctors protect themselves. It's a case of mistrust between patients and doctors. It's a vicious cycle. Families trying to get assurance, and doctors covering their bases. In the end, the patient suffers. There are no winners. Everyone loses. We all lose sight of what matters, which is making the patient better. Well, that's my opinion in the matter. Dr. Wang, if what I said offended you somehow, I want to apologize.
Okay. In terms of this case, you and I agree on most things. When did our doctors become scapegoats for a death or an illness? I see our lead doctors are afraid to take initiative, while all of society now decides to blame all their injustice and anger on those who work hard in this profession. This is very dangerous. The Chinese lack death education, and often place their sorrow and resentment onto us doctors. This is very difficult to change. So I want to say, regarding this current issue, for the record, that our doctors are not responsible for this. The hospital itself is. Director Zheng, don't feel burdened by this. You and I will think about it. We'll think up ideas and solutions to get past this.
I'm afraid you overestimate us. I don't think we can change how society thinks about death and responsibilities.
I do. There must be a way out of this. This family says they would like to sue us, but this goes against his conscience. He has asked us for a statement. Director Zheng, do you have any ideas yet?
I told him we should come up with an amicable settlement. Nothing can be gained out of conflict. In today's society, there are more and more cases like this. It's unfortunate that there is more litigation. One of the solutions that we can do is try to promote death education. People should understand where we're coming from.
That's right. Death education and communication. That's always what it comes to. We all believe that this matter is very far from us. But as you can all see, this is our problem. So I'd like to emphasize, in terms of communication, we must admit that in this regard, our doctor was at fault. Poor communication causes us to lose focus, and thus confusion. We can recite the textbooks well enough, but when it comes to patients, they won't understand all that we recite to them. The schools don't teach, the students don't study. It's all just about tests, without teaching communication. Where education's concerned, there is good and bad. Won't you agree there's a problem? I keep stressing communication, don't I? I know doctors speak from the heart, and we often show compassion. I believe this is not taught. This is something we are all born with. We all have it. This is not just a trait. It's a skill. I believe compassion measures professionalism. And the most important part here is our ability to come together and work as a team. I hope we can learn and keep moving forward. We will all get through this.
I apologize. The ER department can stand much improvement in communications.
Find time to talk and educate them. I know technique can save a life, but communication can save even more.
Wang Bo, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said so much to the family, and so little during the meeting.
So you admit you were wrong then?
I don't. But I'm saying I'm sorry. I should have expressed my concerns to you sooner. I'm apologizing for my lack of sensitivity. But with my opinion, I still believe in the things I said.
So what you're doing then, that's not an apology. Haven't you said enough?
Wang Bo, he isn't trying to offend you. Rules are rules and feelings are feelings. He's sorry for how he made you feel. But his principles won't change.
What is wrong with you two? If you call that nonsense an apology, you might as well say nothing.
Wang Bo, that's enough. Dr. Shen has already shown his concern. Dr. Zheng has spoken. The dean was here. He says you're not at fault.
Hey, who cares who was there? It doesn't change whose mistake it was.
Wang Bo, what's wrong with you? You can't just let this go, can you?
Zhuan, I'll say it again. I will never forgive you for stabbing me in the back. Don't worry, Ouyang. I won't blame it on you.
Hey, wait!
All right. You've said your apologies. Now let's get back to work.
Director.
Yes?
Hello.
Oh, Qianqian. Hello.
Director Zheng.
Oh, Director Wu.
Dean Chao's calling a meeting, 3 o'clock in the meeting room, with Lu Jin's family.
Oh, who else will join us? Do we need ER doctors?
The ER doctors don't need to come.
Right. See you then.
Was that Lu Zhiguang's family again?
Knowing is enough. Keep it to yourself.
I'd like to thank Mr. Liu for meeting with us today, as well as your representatives. Thank you all. I know everyone is very reasonable here. However, I have to make one thing clear. Not all hospital heads can meet patients' families on demand like this. We have lawyers, and the office and insurance. You know we'd actually prefer going straight to court with this. It may sound antagonizing, I know, but then actually, that way it's less personal and strictly business. So why are we here today? Because no matter what, Mr. Liu is gone now. With the loss of a life, everyone involved is affected by this. There isn't anyone who is ready to deal with a death. I know that it's hard to accept. Where Director Zheng is concerned, I agree the treatment was right. I agree with him. If I may move on. Mr. Liu, you've wanted an explanation to console your mother with. However, we have been telling you that illness is ruthless. It is hard to accept that sometimes people die in hospitals. Can you say that's not true? I just want to know, the real reason that you want to meet with us, is it to find some answers? Something you can explain to your mother? Or are you trying to find some fault with our doctors and this hospital? If that is the case, then we can simply solve this issue, and we won't need to take it any further.
Well, Dean Chao, for what reason did you call this meeting with us? Is this all you have to say?
Mr. Liu, I've been a doctor for more than 30 years. Every day, people come and go, they live and they die. However, we don't talk often about death, since it's unlucky in Chinese culture. Yes, sometimes doctors are irresponsible, but I can tell you honestly,
there's not a single doctor who wishes his patient would die.
Calling this meeting today, I am under quite a bit of pressure too. So, Let's come out and say what we need to say, Mr. Liu. If there's something you don't understand, you can say it or just ask. Director Zheng, you can speak freely as well. We are all educated people here, right? Mr. Liu, you feel awful. I know that. But I know our doctors feel worse. We are human after all. However, we have to be professional. After our young doctors have come across this even once, there's a chance this could break them in ways we can't even fix. Professionalism, peer opinion, and psychological pressure. If this isn't dealt with right, then this doctor may never work again. It takes many years to cultivate a doctor, and this young doctor is actually very talented. He's one of our best here. Not many doctors come close. If you don't mind, I don't want to pressure you. I just think that we can always discuss a possible solution. Besides, who knows? Perhaps we will, maybe, come to an agreement, right? Who knows what words might hit the right chord? Maybe we won't have to take this to court.
Mr. Liu, I really understand how you feel here. You think we're not coming up clean. We're always hiding something. But we've really already said everything that needs to be said. I just hope that you can get past these feelings of confrontation. To tell you the truth, we're very busy. Dean Chu is busy. I'm busy too. And I'm sure you yourself are a very busy man. We all can't spare that much time or energy. But despite this, we should continue our dialogue. Let's see where we can come to terms. Even little concessions will help.
Excuse me, Dean Chao, Director Zheng. I understand what you mean now. You still believe that this outcome was mostly due to the family. Am I right?
Not to put it that harshly, but yes, that's the truth.
I get it. This is your hospital's attitude about his death, am I right? I see. How about this then? I am an honest person. I will not dwell, and I've seen that you're quite sincere. My father has passed away. We have established that. The Dean's words weren't pleasant to hear, but they are the truth. They're correct. I don't have time for a lawsuit, nor do I want it. No one wants it. You pretty much did your best. You're right. It was my father's fate to die then. I felt resentment. I felt hatred. I just can't back down like that. I'm stuck here. This hasn't gone away yet. But in the end, it has to go away. As for how, like I said, I don't ask for much. All I want is to call my mother over and have your doctor, in front of me, apologize to her. Do that and this is all over. I won't press charges and we won't have to go to court. Wouldn't that be enough? Won't it?
Mr. Liu, I'm afraid I can't do that.
But I said we could let things go this way. Or maybe I could get a write-up, can't I? Really, all I want is to console my mother.
Mr. Liu, listen. You manage people as well. If something similar would happen to your employee, could you make him do that?
Right. I get it. Let's go. Fine. I'll just have to let go then. I won't bother you anymore. My father, he won't come back. But I don't believe that late at night, that you people can all go to sleep thinking that you did nothing wrong. I really don't. You are all doctors. Your job is to save lives. And you failed him.
Dean Chao, I'll head back.
Thanks. Hi, Director.
Director, how'd it go?
Just fine, that's all.
Hold on. What happened back there? Did he ask for something? Compensation? An apology? Something ridiculous?
He said if Wang Bo apologizes, he'd drop the charges. I declined. He got upset. Whatever happened, happened. That's all. And after ranting, he left. So don't ask anymore. Come on, let's go.
Hey. Zhao Zheng!
Yeah,
Lu Jiguang's number. You have it?
I'll go check.
What are you doing now? I'm telling you, this isn't your fight, Zheng.
Dr. Chung, I found it.
Great.
Here. Doctor, the ER, Cheng-Jun. What do you want?
I want to talk to you. Have you left already? Where are you? There's something I need to say.
What do you want to say to me? I don't want to talk to you, understand?
Mr. Liu! Don't leave yet. This is important.
What can you tell me? That you didn't screw up? That my dad should have died, right?
Not at all, Mr. Liu. I just have something that I really want to tell you.
You doctors have so much to say. Okay, go ahead.
Mr. Liu, I heard about what happened in the meeting just now. Actually, I have the same experience myself. My grandma's elderly, in her 70s. She has cancer and was staying here. A few days ago, we had a specialist do a surgery, but he made a mistake.
What mistake? Is she still alive?
Yes, she is, but she's in a lot of pain right now. So I can't understand how you feel. I know the pain of losing your own father.
You don't. Your grandmother's alive, while my father's dead.
Mr. Liu, since I'm a doctor, I feel very guilty, and I do apologize. We've discussed it already, and you know what we think about this? We haven't hidden anything. The key point is, regarding that PC test, you have to admit it. Sometimes bad things just happen, bad coincidences, like my grandmother. There shouldn't have been a problem with the surgery, but there was anyway. Mr. Liu, if you want to know the truth, all you have to do is ask. I know that it can be hard to accept, but you just have to—
Yes, fine, I get it, enough. I don't want to know the truth, all right, Cheng-Jun? I just want to know who's going to console my mother, all right? She can't accept that this happened. She won't listen to a word I say. She will only listen to you.
I'm sorry, sir. We really can't do that. No matter what we say, she won't listen. If we make the slightest slip-up, you'll start finding fault in us again. The things Dr. Shen said were already troubled enough. Medicine's a science that's full of uncertainty. In the books, people's actual conditions aren't confirmed until the end. And who knows if they're saved or not? When faced with a healthy, normal-living person, who can determine what's wrong with him? Nobody can tell what will happen right after or in the next minute. And if someone could, then he would be a god, am I right? My point is that people here are just human. There are things we can't do, but we try.
All right, I've heard enough. You just don't want to admit that you're wrong, do you? All right. Very well. I get the picture, I do. Your little speech means nothing to me, Doctor. My conditions here are simple. No matter what the reason, okay? Just do it for my mother. Director Zheng or a doctor, anyone to say sorry to her. A simple apology. Why is that so hard? Your Dean Chao and Director Zheng, the way they spoke to me, they were so indifferent. I'm so disappointed in you. That's what I feel about you. Disappointment. You're heartless. All of you. And that won't change. All of you, you don't understand because you have no heart. You're awful. You're all the worst. Dr. Zhao, you really tried. You said what you needed to say. You just didn't want to listen.
果世界只剩一天，我还会为爱勇敢一点，再爱一天，再爱一遍，紧紧拥抱这个世界。如果心跳可以听见，就能听懂我爱的宣言，请让我陪在你的身边，在爱你的世界 Love forever。
爱，如果我看不见，如果我听不见，如果我不了解，怎么会感受那么强烈，感受那么直接，拥有那感觉。
心之间靠近一点，温暖也多一些。我发现爱没有白天黑夜，我相信真爱会永远是心跳是直觉，爱的信念不会熄灭，勇往直前不顾一切。如果时间只剩一天，我还会为爱勇敢一点，再爱一天，再爱一遍，紧紧拥抱这个世界。如果心跳可以听见，就能听懂我爱的宣言，请让我陪在你的身边，在爱你的世界 Love forever。
爱，原来我看得见，萦绕在我耳边，像梦一样盘旋。我的心感受那么强烈，感受那么直接，拥有那感觉。
心之间靠近一点，温暖也多一些。发现爱没有白天黑夜，我相信真爱会永远是心跳是直觉，爱的信念不会熄灭，勇往直前不顾一切。如果时间只剩一天，我还会为爱勇敢一点，再爱一天，再爱一遍，紧紧拥抱这个世界。如果心跳可以听见，就能听懂我爱的宣言，请让我陪在你的身边，在你的世界。如果时间只剩一天，我还会为爱勇敢一点，再爱一天，再爱一遍，紧紧拥抱这个世界。如果心跳可以听见，就能听懂我爱的宣言，请让我陪在你的身边，在爱你的世界 Love forever。